Okay, so class prerequisites, right? So lesson objectives, situational writing, recognizing the purpose and audience and context. We will do a kind of a warm-up first, right? Okay, so these are the house rules as usual. Okay, turn on your video so that it's better interaction, right? You can get the lesson more smoothly, and that makes it go run the rest of the more smoothly. Use the chat function if you like to ask a question, or you raise your hand and you ask a question straight away. I prefer that because there are so few of you. If let's say there are about 15 of you, then yeah, doing it on chat would be less disruptive. But even then, I think, Jared, you know my style, right? They ask students to ask questions immediately and I answer them. So ask question, answer a question also, use a chat to answer the question and share any feedback, right? So we will cover editing as a sort of transition to the grammar editing. You know, in a secondary school, we have grammar, okay, but it's going to be different, far different from the editing that you do in primary six. It's going to be more challenging, believe me. But it's very interesting, and you get to read a lot of ideas, read about ideas. So we're going to do situational writing, and then we'll cover a little bit of current affairs. It's very important that you move away from your diet of stories, reading stories and narrative texts, to more expository, argumentative, discursive, current affairs based articles and texts. Okay, you've got to, in a sense, mature and grow up in what you consume as an English student, as a person. So I don't know whether you've been keeping up with the newspapers, watching news on TV, on the net, or even following news on the internet. Have you been doing that, Jared and Janavi? Have you been doing that?
No.
No. How about Janavi? Have you read the papers before?
A bit.
A bit. Okay. So we're going to do more of that school. That helps you in your English, definitely, in terms of exposing you to the kind of language that you will have to deal with in secondary school, as well as getting more ideas, keeping in touch with the world, what's happening in the world, so that you are better able to handle your essays. You're writing your essays, as well as the oral examination, right? Oral examination. And not only that, even in terms of your comprehension, because reading is very much your reading ability very much depends also on your existing information that you have in your head, the existing knowledge that you have. So the more knowledge you have, you expand your knowledge areas, the better you will be at reading. Don't you agree? Yes, right. Okay, great. So we will do a little bit of current affairs at the end there. Okay. Any questions so far? Jared, Janavi? Yes, no? Okay. Let me know if I'm going too fast, all right, so that I can pause and maybe backtrack a little bit for you. Or if I'm going too slow and you want to ask some questions ahead, feel free to do that. Okay. So the first few sessions, I will be trying to sense how much you can absorb and how fast, and then the pace that you will have to go, and then how much I will actually teach you. It's important, though, not to go too fast and then trip over some concepts and ideas. It's important that you have a good grounding and you understand. All right? Okay, so the next thing now, editing, situational writing. This is the editing we're doing. Okay, number one, in the chat, can you could you respond? Boring, is it general, regular, normal, or mundane? Can you share your answer in the chat? Type it in the chat. Thank you, Janavi and Jared. Just type the letter, will do, Jared. Okay? And you're absolutely correct, both of you. It is mundane. The word mundane is the answer. Cannot be general, not regular, although some things that are regular, many things that are regular can be mundane and boring. And of course, something that is regular is normal, boring. But not necessarily, right? Normal things need not be boring. Right? So the answer is mundane. Okay, that's D. Okay. How about I'm not able to get to the answer here. Okay, next one. Well paid. What's the meaning of well paid? Meaningful, lucrative, productive, or successful? A, B, C, or D? So, Janavi, you've got your answer. Jared? Jared says B. What's the meaning of lucrative, Jared? Have you ever come across this word lucrative before?
I haven't come across it before.
You haven't come across this worksheet, right? Okay. So lucrative is the correct answer. Lucrative. It comes from the Latin word lucre. Lucre means money. Okay. So lucrative means a lot of money. Okay. So well-paid job. Yes. She left a job which pays a lot of money. It's lucrative. Okay. So lucre, money. So this is what they call the root words. Huh? This is Latin root word, the lucre. So whenever you come across anything with LUC, something, maybe you have to do with money, right? Just like the Greek word trans. This is Greek. It means across. Okay. So when you say trans-island bus services, right? In Singapore, we have a trans-island bus service, right? So trans-island means across the whole island, across. Okay. When you say translate to converts language from one across to another language, translate, right? To transport, port means to carry, trans means across. So transport means you carry across the distance. How? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Right? Okay. So this is one of the ways that you can expand your vocabulary in the class. I think I have told you before, right, Jared? Last year in the primary sixes. So we did a little bit of that as well. Okay, number 3. What about number 3 there? What's the answer for number 3? To recollect stories. Recollect it. Yes, number 3. So recall, correct. Okay, very good. Recall. Now, so the word re, as you can see, all of them has got a prefix, right? A prefix. Prefix means that it's before the fixed word or the stem. This prefix. Okay? Repress. So re plus call, okay, plus right? So the re is called a prefix. Pre meaning before, right? And this part here, the stem, that's the one that is the fixed stem, right? And then the suffix is after the affix stem, what we call the affix. Okay, so you have the prefix, you have the affix, and then you have the suffix. So re means repeat or going back, right? Repeat or going backward. So repress. Repress means you are repeatedly pressed. Repress. Recall means you're calling something. You're calling up something from the past. Recall. You're going back and calling it to the present. To restate is to repeat a statement, right? And to retrace is to repeat the routes that someone has taken. To retrace the path, for instance, to retrace a journey, right? So if you know the word read, as I think you know, right, you know a lot of words with read, the prefix read. So you will be able to guess what we actually is. So you don't have to study it, but that's why reading helps you. Reading helps you because it exposes you to the different parts of the word in different contexts. And then you are able to suss out, you are able to sense and to tease out, to guess very, very appropriately what different parts of the word means, because you will come across a lot of words if you read very widely. Okay? So read, but not just storybooks now, and stories and narrative texts, but more of expository ones. So let's go to number 4 now, shall we? Number 4. That's the answer for, number 4. Important. She had learned 2 important things from her father. Very good. So it's C, right? Janavi has changed it to C. Okay. Oh, somebody is here. I've got to bring it in. Sorry, Ming. Hello, Ming. Were you waiting long? Sorry, we just started the lesson, and I just saw that you were waiting in the room. So Ming, could you just turn on your video? Are you there, Ming?
Wait a while.
Okay, so that's Ming, right? Okay, so you're there. Okay, so we are going through the editing before we go into the main part of today's lesson, which is situational writing, right? So now write the answer for number 5, okay? And that's next. Number 5, operate. The first is a sense of belonging to family. In the Navy, everyone must work with one another to operate a whole ship. Everyone must